education is constantly evolving, and modern philosophies help shape how teaching and learning take place. These philosophies focus on student learning approaches, critical thinking, and real-world application, moving beyond traditional rote memorization. By understanding and applying these philosophies, such as perennialism, progressivism, humanism, constructivism, and essentialism, educators can create meaningful, engaging, and adaptive learning experience that prepare students for the complexities of the modern world. Modern philosophies in education matter because they shape how students learn and how teachers teach. They promote critical thinking, creativity, and active engagement, making learning more meaningful and relevant to real life. By shifting from traditional, teacher-centered methods to promote student-centered approaches, these philosophies help develop independent thinkers, problem solvers, and lifelong learners who can adapt to an ever-changing world.
Today, we will tackle all about perennialism. So, perennialism is a philosophy of education that emphasizes everlasting, universal truths and classic knowledge that remains relevant across generations. It focuses on teaching ideas, principles, and works that have stood the test of time rather than just a contemporary trend. So now, we will tackle about the three key features in perennialism, which is the first one is the teacher-centered approach, where the teacher is seen as an authority who guides the student toward rational thought and moral values. So the second one is the timeless knowledge. So education should focus on permanent truths found in Greek literature, philosophy, and science. So the third one is critical thinking and reasoning. So encourage thinking and analysis through critical thinking and reasoning. So to summarize, in perennialism we have three key features in perennialism, which is the first one, teacher-centered approach, timeless knowledge, and critical thinking and reasoning. Thomas Aquinas is considered a key influence on perennialism because of his ideas emphasize eternal truths, rational thinking, and moral education. So his contribution include the three contribution, which the first one is philosophy of universal truth. So Aquinas believed that the truth is eternal and unchanging. So aligning with perennialism, focus on timeless knowledge. So his teaching emphasized that education should be based on reason, logic, and absolute moral values. The second one is integration, faith, and reason. So he agreed that both faith and reason are necessary for understanding the world influence perennialist education. Philosophy education, which values rational thought and moral teaching. So the third one is emphasis on classical work. So Aquinas studied and taught the work of Aristotle, believing that the classical text contains wisdom that remains relevant. So perennialist educators follow this idea by prioritizing great books and classical literature in the curriculum.
Imagine sitting in a classroom where you don't just listen to lectures, but actually experiment, explore, and solve real-world problems. What if education wasn't just about memorizing facts, but about experiencing and doing? That is exactly what Progressivism stands for. Progressivism, an educational philosophy pioneered by John Dewey, believes that students learn best through experience and active participation. Instead of just memorizing theories, students should apply their knowledge to real-life situations. The key idea of this philosophy is that learning is a process, not just an outcome. Instead of teacher-centered lectures, progressive education focuses on students' curiosity, problem-solving, and critical thinking. The following are examples of progressivism in action. So instead of just reading about science in a textbook, students conduct experiments to see concepts in action. Instead of memorizing history dates, students reenact historical events or debate major discussions. Group discussions, project-based learning, and hands-on activities all reflect progressivism in action. In a progressive classroom, students are encouraged to ask questions and explore answers on their own. Teachers act as guides rather than authoritative figures. Learning is interactive, student-centered, and adaptable to different needs. So, at its core, progressivism shapes students to become independent thinkers, problem solvers, and lifelong learners. It prepares them not just for exams, but for the real world. So, the next time you engage in a hands-on activity or solve a real-world problem in class, remember, you are experiencing the power of progressivism. Now, let's move forward to another educational philosophy that focuses on human side of learning, the humanism.
Humanism in education is a teaching approach that focuses on students' value, dignity, and personal growth. It emphasizes student-centered learning by promoting creativity, critical thinking, and emotional development. Education should nurture the whole person, emphasizing self-actualization and personal growth. This means that education should nurture the whole person or should develop the whole person. It should help the student to discover their interests, build creativity, and develop confidence. Personal growth, on the other hand, goes beyond academics. It teaches empathy, resilience, and self-awareness. So there are two key philosophers in humanism. The first one is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He believed that children learn best through experience, curiosity, and freedom, rather than just memorizing facts. In his book Emile in 1762, he argued that education should follow the natural development of children, helping them grow emotionally and morally. The next key philosopher is Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi. He believed that students learn best when their hands, mind, and heart are all involved. He promotes teaching with care, love, and practical activities which influence modern humanistic education. An example of this approach is when teacher uses positive reinforcement. They often praise their student for their effort, kindness, and progress. This can include kind words like, "Great job! You were very patient when you're helping your classmate." This helps the student to feel good about themselves and boost their confidence. Overall, humanism in education focuses on more than academics. It aims to prepare students not just in success in school but also in life by teaching them essential skills like problem-solving skills, empathy, and self-actualization. Let us now proceed to the conclusion of the modern philosophies in education.
Progressivism, Perennialism, and Humanism. These three educational philosophies each offer three distinct approaches to teaching and learning. So the first one is Progressivism by John Dewey. So it emphasizes learning through experience. So it encourages students to think independently and ask questions. With the rapid pace of change in today's modern world, the needs for adaptable critical thinkers who can apply knowledge to a real-world situation is crucial. The next one is Perennialism. It is influenced by St. Thomas Aquinas. It emphasizes timeless knowledge and rational thinking. While it is important for students to foster a moral reasoning and deep thought,
This philosophy focuses more on fixed and traditional knowledge, which may not be as adaptable to constantly evolving needs of today's world. So the third one is humanism, advocated by figures like Pestalozzi and Rousseau. This philosophy focuses more on the holistic development of an individual. While self-actualization and self-growth is important, it may not always provide us the practical skills and knowledge that we need to thrive in ever-evolving world. So, among these three approaches, I think progressivism is the most relevant in today's educational system. Progressivism focuses more on experiential learning, problem solving, and critical thinking skill, which align well with the demands of today's dynamic and interconnected world.